You're coming back. You're on the flight. You don't know what's going on. What was this last couple hours like for you?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we're playing, Michigan to go to the Super Regionals, and that's a whole nother animal just with preparing for that game, and then obviously the draft kind of looming in the background of last night's game, and then today, and then realizing I was talking to my dad and was like, oh, we got an hour. I thought we were start back up at a certain time, and so I was like, oh, we have an hour. I'll get to watch a little bit of it and see if things go then. And he's like, nah, it starts at 1 Eastern time. I was like, well, we didn't luck out with that. So getting on the plane, kind of trying to ask the stewardesses if we had Wi-Fi on the plane, and they were like, yeah, we have Wi-Fi. I was like, okay. Me and Isaac were like, yeah, okay, we'll at least get to see our names called. We might not be able to relay messages with people, but at least we'll see our name get called. And she just like, nah, just for entertainment. And so that was kind of, it was just kind of flying in blindly, and so that was definitely probably the hardest, plane ride I've ever had to experience. And then actually we were playing cards, just trying to keep it loose, and Andrew Meggs actually gets a text on his phone. I don't know how it got through. I don't know how cell phones work, but it got through on the plane. He's like, Will, do you want to know where you went? And I was like, I kind of took a pause. I was like, yeah, let's find out. So he told me. So I just didn't know the round or anything like that, but I just knew it was to the Blue Jays. But ecstatic. It's been a dream of mine ever since I've been a little kid. Dressing up in baseball pants and reenacting every game on SportsCenter since I've been 3 years old. So it's awesome, and just to be a Blue Jay forever now, I guess. So it's awesome. So.
When you finally did see the details and hey, fourth round and all that stuff. What did it hit you? What went through your mind at that point?
No, it definitely, calling my dad, and, because I had no idea what the negotiation process was, asking him all that stuff, but it definitely hit me just coming back here to the kitty, just, sitting in those chairs, kind of where it all started from, the recruiting process to come to Creighton, and also, with the draft process, talking to teams. So it definitely hit me when, Coach was talking there, and just, how fast, 3 years really flew by, and just, make so many memories here. But like I said, once a J, always a J, and luckily I get to be a J forever, both at Creighton and hopefully down the road too. So it's awesome.
Can you talk on just the talent level here at Creighton? We were here interviewing Modi last year, and Lopez is going to come back and play at TD Ameritrade next week. Just talk on kind of, I guess, maybe the brotherhood of you guys now in the big leagues.
Yeah, like I was telling scouts and everybody that Creighton prepares you so well for baseball beyond college, and just how we go about with practice and all that stuff. And I think that really shows of what the program's all about, with how Coach Service kind of goes about preparation and development of their players. I think that it speaks high volumes to that, and there's a cream of a crop coming up with the young guys. So I'm sure you'll be sitting here next year with of some guys in there that are going to get their name called next year too, and down the road. So I think it's just a great opportunity to develop and to become the best player you can be. So
how much did the coaching staff tell you on Creighton's sort of like draft history? Is that one sort of a piece of it? How much did you think, all right, Creighton's going to get me ready for this, or did you have an idea of what they were going to do to prepare you for this?
Honestly, I wasn't thinking about I didn't even think it was a possibility. I honestly, coming from a small town of 300 people, more cows in my town than people, wasn't really ever, expecting to, hear, let alone hearing my name called in the draft, but as high as the fourth round, that never popped into my mind. So I think coming here was about the values in school, and then got to come here, and then like I was talking about earlier with the development and just the structure, and I think that's where I think players really exceed, and that's where I excelled, with just the structure and the fine tune and then just the work ethic. So not in a million years would I imagine this. So
you dreamed it, but you didn't think it was like it's just a dream.
No, yeah,
it's like,
exactly.
I hope, but I have no idea how to do it.
Yeah. That's what, like last year with all these people coming from the Cape, coming to here, just like never my wildest dreams would I imagine, getting to talk to the scouts or getting phone calls. I was like, this is, it's a dream, and just trying to soak all this process in. It's been a very anxious process, but especially today, definitely thought a lot about just the path that I took here on the 32,000 feet up on the plane, but coming down and landing, it was no better feeling just hearing from all the people that back home and all the people that supported you and kind of where I came from. That's just everybody kind of reaching out, and it's awesome.
So is your dad back home, or is he? Where's he at?
Funny story was he actually took off the same time we did, so we actually had nobody in the, but he actually bought Wi-Fi. He had Wi-Fi, so he was kind of communicating with my advisor a little bit, and then finally touched down in Salt Lake City, and I think I haven't confirmed, but I think that's where they got the news, was in Salt Lake. But he was flying,
wow.
And they actually they wanted to, because my parents' flight was supposed to be Monday morning, and so they moved it all to be with me. Supposed to be Monday night if my name got called, but didn't happen. So they kind of paid. They kind of spent all that stuff and did that time and switching flights and all that stuff, and we still weren't able to be together. Yeah. So but it all worked out, and everybody's happy.
So when you called him, was he back home by then, or was he still?
Yeah, I called him and they landed in Kansas City, so they're on their way home. But so hopefully meet up with them tomorrow and celebrate a little bit. So
I mean, were you satisfied with the season that you had? Obviously, it was a great year, and the team had a great year as well. I mean, that's kind of the way that you want to go out, right? On a high note like this.
That's why I like answering questions and stuff like that, and talking to players like me and Isaac and Jonah and Jack and all the leaders, Mitch Reagan. We wanted to make a regional. We wanted to win a Big East regular season, win a Big East tournament, but get to a regional for the first time, and that was our goal from the very beginning. And I think we reached that, obviously. And I think one thing that we reached, what Coach was saying in there, but just becoming just a close-knit group. We were just so close, and I think you would see that at the end of the game. Everybody emotional, and nobody really wanted to leave. Everybody just wanted to stay on the field with each other. And I think that's a goal that in the beginning of the year that we didn't necessarily say, but in our minds, that's what we wanted to do, and we accomplished the attainable goals. But a group of guys that are never gonna stop talking to each other is something that I think we accomplished, and it's something that we're always gonna remember, and it's gonna live on, as long as I'm gonna live. I'm gonna remember this season. So.
Did talk on your conversation with Service when you got drafted, or have you had a chance at all to talk to him yet about it? Or?
Yeah, we were on the plane, so it was kind of in a small aisle trying to hug teammates, and coaches coming up to me. He shook my hand after we got off the plane. I'll go in and talk to him for a little bit here after this, but no, just shaking my hand, congratulating me. Other coaches doing the same, and it was nice to shake his hand and thank him for allowing me to to play here and start my freshman year, even though I probably didn't start out the best, and hanging with me, and it worked out, I think, in the end, and I think setting up for a good run of young players in there down the road. So
what do you think about the Blue Jays? I mean, what's your impression when you see that's the organization you're going to be with?
Yeah, being from mid-Missouri, wasn't a huge Toronto Blue Jays fan growing up, but I'm sure I am now. But obviously you saw Vlad Guerrero Jr. Getting called up, Marcus Stroman and all those guys. But I always see the ball fly out of the Rogers Center pretty easily. So hopefully we can make that happen in the future. So, yeah.
Cool.
Good.
All right.